What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTP Ravens Media. This is part 3 of our podcast discussion with AJ talking about the Chiefs and the Ravens. This one we talk a lot more about the game and predictions, but don't worry, we're having our pregame stream tomorrow. Should be at around 2 p.m., an hour before the game starts. Should be a lot of fun. Make sure to come through to that, subscribe for more, and I hope you enjoy.
Aside the offensive line and, of course, the wide receivers, because right now, if you have an answer for now, MVS has played good last week. He did. He's starting to turn around. I have no idea what the hell's going on, but it's working. I'm not knocking it. But the main portion is, if you have an answer for Pacheco, beat up line, you're going to have to throw screen passes to him. So we have the catch and running backs. Kelsey, I like the tight end room as a whole. Rice, if you cover Rice and Kelsey, we're kind of screwed.
Yeah.
I think you have answers for that. I'm not saying I'm panicking, but I do not feel good. I'm being honest with you. I'm optimistic and I know how to reach reality. I think that there's a chance I might have to call out Monday because of depression. Not for nothing, though. I think it's going to be a good game. Do I have you guys winning? I have you guys winning by a touchdown, 7 to 10 points maybe, and you guys just play better. Because, again, I think defensively and you go by pass rush, I think that's what it comes down to. Because every time Patrick runs like hell and his receivers are not able to catch the ball, you might as well look at the tape of Bryce Young.
Yeah.
He could only scramble for so long. Horrible right tackle. My guard's out, or going to be out, I presume. Creed Humphrey can only do so much. Trey Smith can only do so much. Can't stop everybody on that front seven. And the secondary...
I feel the same way watching the Chiefs defense with Chris Jones and Karlaftis attacking the quarterback. That's tough as well.
I mean, there's some guys on there that are a good front, and one guy who I think has been overlooked I loved him in the draft. I think it was a steal in the second round, Nick Bolton. And if you remember before he got hurt, last year, he was a top 5 linebacker. He was just your classic middle linebacker, and I think he was top 4 in tackles last year. Something around there. Overall, he's just a beast. I really like him. Now, I gotta think about what happened because I know Willie Gay and I know Edwards left with injuries during the game, and I was really nervous after that one because now I'm like, crap, talent-wise, it's even. But I don't think you could get away with that when you don't have your starters like that. The Ravens are more healthy. They're much more hungry. They're much more talented. If the play calling is sufficient, you guys got this game. Not taking it lying down, though.
Yeah, I don't think any Ravens fans are expecting anything crazy. Any sort of like crazy blowout or anything like that. I know the Ravens have done it.
It would surprise everybody if this was ever a blowout.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a really good football game. Joshua, what do you think are the keys kind of for the Ravens when you're looking at the Chiefs, how the Ravens can match up well?
Oh man, I've been said it, man. You know, one of my buddies at work, they say, "Hey, they got the Chiefs going to the Super Bowl." I said, "Well, what type of football?" I said, "What football team you been watching all year?" Commanders. I said, "Oh, you've been watching losing football." Got you.
Whoa. So first off, the Commanders. That poor man. Send him one of those Derek Jeter gift baskets because he needs it.
Hey, listen, had to let him know he ain't been watching winning football this year. But
man's watching paint dry and watching his offensive guru turn into a schmuck. We saw Eric Bieniemy within 1 year turn into a plumber and fireman. Let's be honest.
Yeah, it got treacherous. It got treacherous up the way, man. But
McConnell always loves this saying. I said this for San Diego for Matty K's and his Padres. I'm saying this for the Washington Commanders. Something's in the water. Something is in the water. Everybody's drinking it. Everyone's having a bad time, and no one knows what the hell is going on. Something's in the water.
No,
I have no
sure.
idea what team he was watching, but me personally, I think if you guys play some good man-to-man coverage against the Chiefs, I think you're going to be in for a good time. Now, on my end, I got to figure out if Willie Gay is hurt, I got to figure out my QB spy, and I don't think Tranquil's that guy. So that's the one main thing I think we got to figure out. I think it's just going to be, in short, watch the pass rush and don't let Lamar cook. I think those are the keys to the game for the Chiefs.
And see, that was the thing I told my coworker. I said, listen, I said the Kansas City got a running back that runs like a bat out of hell. I love
Jersey, baby, runs like a deer.
McConnell, I love my running back, so I'll give Mr. Pacheco his respect for sure. But I got two made men in the middle of my defense that don't take no princes for sure. Rashid Rice, I don't mind taking him out the game. I got Brandon Stevens playing him pretty damn physical. Show me that Patrick Mahomes and Taylor Swift boyfriend can beat me in a 60-minute game all night long. Because it ain't going to be easy. This ain't going to be no cupcake. This ain't no 707 with pads. This is hard physical, tri-state area, not Lumberjack City, but, blue collar city. Like Roquan said, this is going to be a boot the ass whipping come Sunday.
You think this is a boots to asses game? Damn.
AJ, it's nothing against you personally, baby. It's nothing against Chiefs fans personally. But the way they come at Lamar Jackson, the way they come with my team, and me being from Baltimore, where I come from, I can't stand for it. I'm tired.
Hey, I respect the DMV. You know that.
At this point,
I respect the DMV. You know that. Just like you
respect.
I'm
from Baltimore. I don't do DMV. If you ever meet another Baltimorean and you say DMV, no, Baltimore is separate from the DMV. Even though Baltimore, Maryland is in Maryland, I didn't go to where I went to college. Oh yeah, you from Baltimore? We don't even count you in the DMV. Y'all can't have that, shorty. we are our own little state within the state. Y'all can have that. So no, for sure.
That's freaking great. That's just great.
But no, it's gonna be a great game. I mean, I feel like on the opposite side of the ball, man, time of possession. Chris Jones, George Leftis and company, y'all play good ball. Y'all play good ball. I just don't feel like Chris Jones ain't no Aaron Donald. What I mean by that, Aaron Donald got an engine that just can't be stopped. He got a motor that just don't give out. We saw what happened when he finally turned up in that Super Bowl against Cincinnati. Everybody started rallying behind him, and the rest of the team turned up. I don't think Chris Jones has that type of effect on his defense.
Let's be honest. The Cincinnati offensive line is a bunch of traffic cones.
There's that.
Listen, I'm not saying that my guys are the best, okay? I respect Trey. I respect Humphrey. I do. And if you've noticed, Chris Jones as well as Aaron Donald, they get the double coverages. But I'm sorry, but if you're Cincinnati, where you've been traffic cones for all these years, and you guys are the reason why Joe Burrow got hurt, and the fact that he's got to run like hell in practice, you have to run like hell and run for your life in practice. Kyler, that's fine. Joe Burrow, have some respect for yourself. Come on, Cincy, have some respect for yourself.
And that's not even his game. That's not his game at all.
No, it's not. His job is not run like hell. It's going into it's just like, hey, you gonna stay here? Good. I hope like hell I'm gonna get to you and not get sacked 9 times a game. The fact that he got sacked 9 times in the Super Bowl and almost won. That's sad for him.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be your $50 million guy and you can't protect him? For shame. For shame. But real talk, man. Chris Jones, double coverage, George Karlaftis, those two can't do it all themselves. And your offensive line, it's respectable. And the way that you guys draft and produce your offensive linemen, I mean, when I saw Taylor, I think it was when I saw Linderbaum get drafted, I'm like, well, bad for the Bills, the Bengals, and the Chiefs who want to go after him because who's he going to be guarding the whole time? Chris Jones. If he's got help against Chris Jones, it's a wrap. Chris Jones, all you can do is jump and put your hands up because you're not getting through.
I got a question for both of you. So this game's obviously going to come down to a lot of different factors. But if it has to come down to one, I'm going to give you three options. What do you think is the most important for these teams to win the battle? One, rushing battle in terms of running the ball, getting rushing yards, rushing touchdowns, etc. Two, the turnover battle. Or three, the sacks battle. Who gets the most sacks? We'll start with AJ. AJ, what do you think is the most important out of those three to try and win the game?
I honestly think it's neither of them. I think it's going to come down to who's got the best coverage.
Okay. Pass coverage. I like it.
That's going to
Joshua, what about
be,
you?
I think it's going to be, to be specific, it's going to be man-to-man coverage.
Okay. I think that's definitely a good option. Joshua, what about you? What's the one factor?
I'm gonna say turnovers. For the simple fact that this season for Kansas City has kind of been up and down. I mean, they've shown how to fight. They've shown that they have that grit to fight back and get back in the game. But like I said, man, show me for 60 minutes. Not saying that it can't be done because they have done it before. That Pat and Travis can beat me in a 60-minute game, and we're gonna be getting after Pat Mahomes. He has thrown interceptions this year, and our defense has been hungry. We've been watching Ravens football. We've seen what we've been doing as far as the turnover ratio. So I definitely feel like it possibly come down to how many times can we make Patrick Mahomes make mistakes, and how many times with those mistakes being made, how many times can we get them to break their helmet on the sideline because they so pissed off because of their mistakes.
For me, I'm going to say it's the sacks. I think the team that gets the most pressure on the quarterback is going to win this game. Even though both quarterbacks are very, very good at avoiding pass rush and extending plays, they're probably the two best in the NFL at doing it. They're probably both in the top 5 in NFL history at avoiding the rush. I think the only guy that I think would be better would be prime Russell Wilson, because as much as I hated that man, you got pressure on him and he was tornadoing himself out of there.
I agree with that because again, just like we've said before, an offensive line that was never attended to.
Mm-hmm. But I think if you're getting the quarterbacks out of rhythm, you're getting them off their 3-step, 5-step drops, and you're forcing them to make quicker decisions, that's going to lead to more incompletions. That's going to lead to third down stops, and that's going to lead to whoever's going to win the football game. Because we saw what the Ravens did to CJ Stroud, and they didn't even get a sack on him, which is shocking because he was running for his life.
It's a rookie quarterback stressed out of his mind and inexperience. Now, unless you think Ronnie is going to get hurt during this game, you guys have the advantage in the sack game. Let's be real.
I don't know. The Ravens are weird. The Ravens are either like they're on it all game and you're like, wow, this is like when they played Detroit, I was watching, I was like, this is the best offensive line I've ever seen. And then they'll play against a team without, like, obviously when they play a Myles Garrett or TJ Watt, they allow pressure. But they'll play a game against a team with like no pass rushers and they'll be like running free. And you're like, what the heck is going on? Sometimes they're all over it, and sometimes they're atrocious at protecting Lamar Jackson. It's a very off and on offensive line.
Come on, dude. The Chiefs had the whole states of Kansas, Missouri, and the Greek prime minister behind their back, and that's still not enough power. Which, by the way, if you ever saw the photo of Karlaftis next to the Greek prime minister after the Super Bowl, it was amazing. Yes, he's got the power of the Greek prime minister behind him, and he still doesn't have enough star power to catch up to Lamar. Come on, dude. I understand what you're trying to do, but I'm being factual. I don't see Karlaftis chasing after Lamar and keeping up.
I hope you're right.
I hope I am.
hope so.
I'm a realist, man, and I just don't see Carl. Do I see him swatting down a pass or two? Yeah, but that's still not catching up with him. Offensive line right now, advantage to yourself. As far as defense, I give the edge to you guys because of the pass rush. And God forbid somebody comes over the middle. Kelsey, I don't think he's going to be able to go across the middle during this game. I don't.
I think the Ravens are going to try and hit Kelsey. Like, I think that's their goal, is going to be get him uncomfortable and get as much contact on him as much as possible. I would assume that's maybe it's not the team's plan, but that's probably Roquan's plan.
Also, you guys kind of have the experience because, I mean, outside of last year's when it really changed, but if you look at Kelsey's whole career, remember how there used to be a trend where the outside linebacker or the middle linebacker would cover the tight end and pray like hell that it works? How many, I mean, you could say Mark Andrews, you can say Gronk. I mean, how many tight ends have burned these linebackers for all these years?
Yeah.
So many. I think if you get Roquan on Kelsey, I think it's going to be a little interesting. I think if you play a little bit of zone, I'm not sure what DB you're going to have on Kelsey.
It'll probably be Kyle Hamilton.
Yeah, I was about to say Kyle Hamilton for sure.
It's going to
be a long, like I said, it's going to be a long night too.
So. Kyle Hamilton on him, or do you want to save it for Rice?
Because
Rice, I think, has been the biggest.
We'll throw Brandon Stevens on Rice.
Yeah. If Marlowe's healthy, if Marlowe come back healthy, Rashid Rice on Marlowe for sure.
I'm just wondering who my guys Snead and McDuffie are going to be covering.
That's actually going to be really interesting. Like, because everyone covers the Ravens differently. Some people go number one corner on Odell. Some people go number one corner on Bateman, and some people go number one corner on Zay Flowers, because they're all like drastically different, but they're all utilized almost the same amount. I think Zay the most, but
I think Zay's the fastest personally. But the thing is, it's like, okay, you have all these wide receivers that are just good at different things. Like, even though Odell's old, do I think that he's still a star? No, but he's a veteran, and as a veteran, you got to know how to read these defenses, execute your routes, make space. And how many times have we seen, hey, this man's old and slow, how's he able to get space? It's the veteran experience that's able to do so. He's good at it. And hats off to Odell. I'm not a big fan, but I could respect the talent I see in front of me. So if you take our two top guys in the secondary, and then if you want to go the next one, who's Justin Reed going to get? Because if you think that guy's going to get burned, you have the fastest guy on Zay Flowers, and then the other two, you're going to have to make it work.
Yeah.
It's just nice because I think everybody on the offense for Baltimore is capable. It's just a matter of who's going to be open for the said play.
Mm-hmm.
I think as far as wide receiver to my secondary, I think it's close, and it's going to be dependent on how they want to go by the defense. If it's man coverage, I'm confident. But there's so many zone plays where I feel like it's kind of like Madden, where it's just like, hey, these guys are in the corner end zone. Oh, I'm at like a third in. I'm at a third in. But where the hell is touchdown? You lost.
Yeah.
Some of these zones make us look completely idiotic. And that's got to be put a stop to. Because if Lamar catches them in the wrong zone, people think that he has no idea what he's doing. He's smart. He's smarter than people take him for.
I definitely agree with that.
Like I said, you rushing game, you guys, pass rush, you guys, everything else, it's very close.
Yeah. I don't know. You guys have any final thoughts before we wrap up?
I'll say quick question. So, of course we're Ravens fans. Of course, AJ, you're a Chiefs fan. Do you see the AFC pulling out a Super Bowl win against the NFC this year?
It's tough to say. Do I think that Kyle Shanahan is going to potentially choke for a third time in the Super Bowl? Fourth time, if you want to count his time being as part of the Falcons. That's possible. The underdog story is the Lions. I'm going to sound very anti-Chief, but I would be very down to watch a Ravens-Lions Super Bowl.
I'd love to watch that.
Listen, it's still a boot to ass whipping, however we look at it. I feel like the AFC comes out on
But
top.
don't you think that'd be a good matchup, though? Lions,
It would be different. Fun. It'd be different for sure. Two blue-collar cities. You know, the D.
That's
Baltimore,
what I'm saying.
yeah.
Blue-collar cities, instead of this West Coast offense, hey, we build this team. Hey, we do X. I like an underdog story as well, so maybe that's just me.
I mean, if the Ravens win, I want the Lions to beat the Niners. That's my thought process.
And
I think we're all going anti-Niner at this point. No offense to Brock Purdy and everything else, but we like different games, and I think that's why people hate the Chiefs.
Yeah, if the Niners make the Super Bowl, it's a rematch of one of the previous 12 Super Bowls because the Niners lost to both the Ravens and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl since 2012. So getting a rematch is kind of rough.
I mean, wouldn't that be pretty crazy for Harbaugh to get 2 rings off of the same team
and retire?
I don't know if there's anyone that's ever done that.
You don't think there's been anyone that's ever done that?
That's only won 2 Super Bowls and both of them against the same team?
Well, maybe let's see. Let's try and go.
Because there's definitely coaches that have won more than one. Like Bills won multiple.
Was Tom Coughlin the head coach of both the times against New England?
Ooh, I can't remember. He might have been.
So that would be it right there. So, ironically, only 2 playoff appearances at that.
Yeah,
remember that?
Hey, John Harbaugh's going for the Tom Coughlin. Apparently,
the Tom Coughlin. Hey, that's respectable. But I will say though, if I were to make another note, I can't tell you how many people I know that were rooting for the Ravens. When Odell rented that yacht, everyone shit their pants.
Yeah.
So, no, literally.
I haven't seen any pictures.
Dude, if I was rooting for the Ravens, I would be shouting like Will Smith, keep your ass off the boat.
Oh, man.
Get your ass off the boat. Hey, listen, the Giant franchise has never been the same since his dumb ass and all the wide receivers talking shit about substances on that boat. The Giants organization has never been the same since outside 1 year, and clearly we see that as a fluke. And a side note, Brian Daboll is the only guy that could wear black and still look fat as hell. Awful. Come on, man.
Oh, man.
Dude, that's so bad that should be an award.
Oh, man.
Oh my gosh!
Come on, man.
I think
I'm from the tri-state.
We
know how to talk shit and crack jokes.
If anyone in the comment section down below wants to hear more from AJ, let us know. We love having AJ on the show.
Do you want to make this a post game on Sunday night?
Yeah, we can try and do a post game show. Definitely.
I will make myself available for you guys, and I just want to say this. Thank you to the bank. Thank you, the Ravens fans. You've been very kind to me over the years. I just want to say, now this is Tuesday. This is January 23rd as we're recording this. Good luck to everybody.
Yes.
No malice. I feel like this is anyone's game. Will I be a little upset? I mean, nobody wants to see their team lose, but it's fair. It's fair. Let's have a good, fair game, and best of luck to everyone. And I hope to see everybody Sunday night. If you want to make it record, you want to make it live, you want me to answer people's comments, anything, I'm welcome to anything because you guys are such a pleasure to have around. I thank you both every time.
All right. Thank you guys so much for watching and listening. If you're watching on the podcast platforms, Thank you. And we're also going to split it up. So it'll be YouTube platforms as well, split out throughout the week. So thank you guys. See y'all again next time.